Hi everyone, and welcome to today's interview. So we are talking to Emma, and I think this is going to be a really exciting and insightful interview. She'll tell you exactly why in a second, but I'm going to tee it up with it's going to be about charitable work and community. It's going to be about saving our planet, specifically the oceans, and about sustainable fashion and how you can marry all of them together. So welcome, Emma. Would you like to start with introducing yourself?
Oh, thank you for that good introduction. And thank you for having me for this interview. So my name is Emma, and I run both a business and a charity called Ocean Mimic. So Ocean Mimic is overall it's about building a community of people inspired to protect our oceans. And we do that through our sustainable swimwear, which is made of recycled plastic, and each design is inspired by a different sea creature. That's why we're called Ocean Mimic, because mimic sea life. So we've got like the whale shark design, eagle ray design, parrotfish. And then at the same time, we have a charity which organizes cleanups around the world. So for every swimsuit or bikini we sell, we pick up 10 or 8 kilos of trash from around the world.
That is amazing. Yes. So my interest, and that's why, we're doing this today. I'm so intrigued of how you've managed to marry the two of them together. And I guess, just starting with a little bit more about like, how did you start? Like, did the charity come first? Did the brand come first?
Honestly, it was like picking out lots of things that I like and then putting them in a pot and being like, how do we fit these together? Honestly, at the time, so I was working on an island as a scuba diving instructor in Malaysia, and I met my friend Chelsea there, and we started Ocean Mimic together. And we were diving every day and thinking, oh, this dive gear is so boring. It's either black or pink. Why don't we come up with something more fun and stylish? And then we also came up with the idea of mimicking sea life. So that came at the same time as having our eyes opened at the plastic pollution problem, because loads of plastic was washing up onto the beaches there. Yeah. And so we were sat there with these very different ideas of like, okay, we want to try and solve this plastic problem, and we want to create some cute ocean inspired swimwear. And I think I'd seen somewhere another brand doing something similar, like picking up some trash or for every purchase, or even Tentree, who plant a tree for the t-shirts you buy. And so we came up with this idea of bringing them together that way.
Yeah, amazing.
And then just made it happen.
So I guess then the merging of the two actually does come from it's a personal reason. Like you kind of, I guess the right word to say, you saw the devastation happening, which then brought on the passion to do the charity.
Exactly. Yeah, it's definitely a very personal reason, and very much like where we were at the time, seeing that problem. And also I think partly Chelsea was very inspired by like fashion and fashion orientated, whereas I at the time was just sort of more of an ocean like dive person and let's save the world kind of a person, and the two of us kind of brought both of those forces together. And so it's a combination of two people as well that made a good mix.
And that's, again, like a fantastic bit of advice for anyone starting a business. Like, you can't always do it by yourself, or also you kind of need to, bounce your benefits and your strengths off somebody else's, and vice versa. So that's a good partnership by the sounds of things. So I guess tell us more about how hard is it to actually run a charity? Like, is there lots of legalities or admin that you have to do, or is it easy?
Well, actually, it's in terms of legalities and stuff, I wouldn't say it's difficult. I'd say it's fairly easy. I think it obviously depends what kind of a charity you have and what kind of work that you do. But for us, it's more of for me, it's more about time, and that's why very recently I just hired someone to oversee the charity side, because trying to run a fashion brand and a charity at the same time was really difficult. So yeah, but in legalities, it's fairly easy.
That's good. And I guess the beauty, which is evolving more and more in the fashion industry, is the natural kind of tie of swimwear, saving the oceans, plastic, and the fact that you can use the plastic to go back into the fabric and the make of the swimwear is like, yeah, it's kind of a beautiful cycle that's happened from a bad thing, but is now a good thing. So yeah,
exactly.
The two go very well. Yeah. So I guess then back to the brand and how it originated, again from quite not a simplistic, but quite a beautiful idea. And would you say there were greater challenges or any other kind of hurdles when actually setting up the swimwear brand itself?
Absolutely, because I literally come from no background. Never manufactured anything, marketed anything, business, nothing. I was just a diver and a yoga teacher. That's my background. And same goes for Chelsea. She also didn't have any relevant experience. So there were lots of hurdles. At the time, it was a struggle to create our first samples and to get a product that we were happy with. And then I feel like everything had to be learned from scratch. I remember sitting down and Googling like literally just typing into Google, how do I make swimwear?
Brilliant.
What is profit? How do I start a business?
Why not?
Get
multiple answers.
So I'd say there were lots of hurdles, but none that should stop anybody wanting to do the same thing.
Yeah, and I guess from knowing you, that there's again a beautiful story that comes from the charity work that you're doing is actually located in the area that you manufacture. So there again, the way that you've set up your business is very, to me, it's strategical, but also it's loving. Like you're employing people to make your swimwear. You're also working with the community to pick up and take away the waste that's in their land. So it is, it's a very circular system that you've set up, which again is pretty impressive to say that you are Googling how to make swimwear. So phenomenal. And would you say like most of your customers are Western? You don't really have many local customers?
I would say most of our customers are from US, Europe, or Australia. We've had a few sales from Indonesia, but very, very few. So it's mostly international, but as you said, we manufacture everything in Bali and ship out from Bali.
And I think again, like there's a lot more charity work per se happening in the Western world, in the sense of there's a lot more awareness, and I guess in a politer sense there's more education being drummed into our cultures, correctly so, to make us aware and make us conscious shoppers, which is trending more and more. So I'm excited to see what happens to Ocean Mimic. And for specifically again the journey that you've been on and marrying the two together, so the charity and the fashion brand, like would you have any kind of out there tips or advice that you would say to someone with a similar concept or passion to do the same?
I would say definitely go for it. Like I would love to, I imagine that in the future, and maybe I'm just super optimistic, that most brands will have this kind of aspect to their business, because I think the consumers are getting more and more conscious, and it's a real plus for people wanting to buy something. Maybe they don't have so much money to spend, and they're like, umming and ahhing, should I get this dress? And if you have some plus for the environment, or I don't know, any kind of cause, that's the that's what they need to say, actually, I'm not just getting this for myself, I'm getting this for something better, like to do good. So it's also very effective for marketing your product. It's and also for building a sense of community and providing value for people. And I think that's what makes Ocean Mimic really such a pleasure to market and communicate with people, because I'm not always just thinking, how do I sell this? How do I tell people how good the product is? Just by saying, like, will you help us save the ocean? Will you be a cleanup leader? That sort of dialogue is it's enjoyable and people value it, and inadvertently people are hearing about your products from that. So I'd say it's not only just going to benefit the world, but it will benefit your sales and your brand as well.
Yeah, and I love that. I really do. Like, that's it's genius without intending to be genius in a way. Like, a lot of us will say, here's 10% off your next order, but for you can say, we'll pick up X amount of tons of plastic if you buy this, which is is pretty amazing. So yes. And do you have kind of any other pieces of advice or things you'd like to share with people that are starting out?
I feel like there's a million. I think I would say just don't be afraid to ask questions, and literally, like, ask for advice whenever you can, because I was totally shameless at the beginning, just saying, like, I don't know what I'm doing, and I would just, does anyone know about SEO? Does anyone know about web design? Does anyone know about this? And chances are there's someone out there who's willing to help you out. Don't sit and struggle on your own. Of course, there's lots of things that we can learn ourselves because of amazing resources and the internet and YouTube. But there are lots of amazing people out there who are willing to give you a hand. So that's
perfect.
It.
That's good, thank you. And then what's next on the horizon for Ocean Mimic, and where can people learn and find the brand online?
So what's next? Well, at the moment we're just about to manufacture our range of bikinis and add them to our store, which is exciting.
Amazing.
And we're also working on a kids range, which is underway.
An exclusive.
And on the charity side, we're currently expanding to a lot more locations around the world, organizing cleanups. So
amazing.
That's really exciting work. And if anyone wants to hear about Ocean Mimic, the best place is probably Instagram, where you can just find us with Ocean Mimic, MIMIC for Mimic. And our website is www.ocean-mimic.com.
Amazing. Perfect. Well, thank you, Emma. And super inspiring. Like, you've got a really good business model, and it's only gonna get better. It's very important that fashion brands per se move to this way of working. So I admire you, what you're doing, and thank you for sharing.
Thank you. Thank you for all your help.
Our pleasure. And cool. All right, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.